Hello, everyone, and welcome to this special interview spotlight brought to you by the Asian Council of Science Editors. I'm Maryam Sayab, Director of Communication at ACSE, and it's a pleasure to host today's important conversation. With growing global attention on China's academic publishing landscape, from its rapid rise in research output to evolving international partnerships and technological innovations, I would say that this conversation comes at a particularly relevant time. To help us better understand these developments, we are joined by one of the leading voices in the field, Dr. Mingfang Lu, Vice President of Asian Council of Science Editors and Executive President of AiScholar China. With his extensive experience across both Chinese and international publishing spheres, we have invited Dr. Liu to share valuable insights into the strategic shift shaping China's research publishing ecosystem. Dr. Liu, thank you so much for being with us today.
Great pleasure. Okay. Hi, everyone.
To begin, China has seen an incredible rise in research output over the last decade. So, from your perspective, what have been the national or institutional strategies behind this growth?
Oh, yes. Since the adoption of the reform and opening up policy over 4.5 decades ago, China has placed a strong emphasis on the development of science and technology, recognizing it as a key driver of economic and social progress. The government has consistently increased its investment in this sector year after year. In particular, since the start of the 21st century, R&D has received even more attention and budgetary support. Today, China's annual R&D spending exceeds 2.4% of its GDP, a major global benchmark for R&D strength. As a result of strong policy support and sustained government funding, China has experienced a significant surge in research output, as evidenced by its now leading position in global publication volume. Chinese institutions has also introduced their own policies and incentive mechanisms to encourage faculty and graduate students to publish more. However, while quantity has grown, there is a national emphasis on improving research quality, with a particular focus on fostering groundbreaking innovations.
That's a fascinating overview for how long-term investments and institutional incentives have shaped China's research engine. But I would say that turning output into global recognition is another challenge altogether. So, based on your experience working with both state-backed and private publishing organizations, how do you see their role evolving in terms of building international visibility and credibility?
Yes, I once served as the editor-in-chief in China for a leading international learned society physics publisher from 2002 to 2017. During that time, I have extensive collaboration with major physics journals in the country, all of which were state-backed, though I also observed the rise of private publishers. Traditionally, China's STM journal publishing has been dominated by state-backed entities, which produce officially registered or CN-registered journals and strict local regulations. These entities benefit from government funding and policy support. Most are affiliated with institutions like the Chinese Academy of Sciences or public universities, and tend to operate on a small non-profit basis, though there are exceptions, such as science press and higher education press, which have scaled operations and commercial viability. To gain international visibility, Chinese journals often collaborate with global publishers. Under the traditional subscription model, Chinese journals are typically bundled with their international counterparts for worldwide distribution to leading institutions. These partnerships also help raise editorial standards and provide English language support, facilitating the recruitment of international editorial board members and authors. Many Chinese journals have improved their impact factors and global reputation through such collaborations, benefiting both parties. Private STM publishers have only begun to emerge in the past 10 to 20 years, largely driven by the open access movement. Without official approval to publish CN-registered journals, most private publishers operate with ISSN-registered journals only and are treated as foreign entities despite being based in China. This status excludes them from local policy support, but also frees them from local regulatory oversight. As a result, their international visibility remains limited.
Very well. So it's encouraging to hear how different types of publishers are adapting to global expectations, and still there seems to be persistent hurdles, especially when it comes to meeting the international publishing standards. So could you share what are the current challenges that a Chinese journal face in meeting publishing standards, especially regarding peer review, quality control, and indexing?
Yeah, according to the China Association for Science and Technology, or CAST, by the end of 2023, China had 5,211 STM journals, with 4,556 published in Chinese language, and fewer than 600 in English or bilingual formats. Major progress has been made since the launch of the CAST Action Plan for Excellent STM Journals in 2019, but several challenges remain. First, international journals are still the top choice for Chinese researchers, especially for high-quality work. In 2023, Chinese authors published 728,700 ACI indexed papers, about one-third of the global total, while Chinese ACI journals published only 33,400, less than 5% of that. Second, Chinese journals rarely receive submissions from leading global research regions, and most citations are from domestic sources, even for high-impact journals. Third, editorial diversity is limited, with a high proportion of Chinese board members and referees, restricting global networking and visibility. English proficiency among editorial staff, referees, and authors also requires improvement. Some journals even require peer-review reports to be written in Chinese, regardless of the manuscript's language. The CAST Action Plan is a step in the right direction and could help overcome these challenges.
Thank you. That provides important context. Naturally, this leads us to the topic of international collaboration. So, partnership with global publishers are often seen as a bridge to overcome some of these limitations. So, in your experience or perspective, how do these collaborations typically operate in the Chinese context, and what opportunities or common misunderstandings tend to rise with it?
Collaborations with global publishers are crucial for increasing the visibility of Chinese journals. Typically, editorial processes remain with the Chinese side, while the international publisher handles global sales and marketing. These journals are hosted alongside the international publishers' titles, often bundled for distribution to major institutions. This model was especially important during the dominance of subscription-based publishing. In the open access era, however, success relies more on attracting quality submissions and increasing usage and citations. International partnerships provide new avenues for growth through global networks and enhanced discoverability.
Very well, that sheds valuable light on how strategic partnership work in practice. So now let's turn to innovation and technology. With China's ongoing investment in digital infrastructure, how is the integration of artificial intelligence and digital platforms reshaping the whole editorial workflows and publishing strategies?
Well, Chinese journals began digitalizing editorial and peer review processes over 20 years ago. Today, both state-backed and private journals operate on professional digital platforms, many of which are integrated with tools for plagiarism detection and research integrity checks. Major publishers have developed their own systems, while smaller publishers either rely on their international partnerships platforms or operate independently with some external support. Generative AI is expected to further enhance workflows from content curation and peer review to integrity verification and identifying AI misuse.
It's exciting, really, to see how technology is supporting greater efficiency and integrity in publishings. But even with the right tools in place, the global engagement remains a key priority. So, what advice would you offer to international publishers or the editors looking to build meaningful relationships within China's academic publishing ecosystem?
Well, Chinese journals need to increase international submissions, especially from major research regions, and boost the usage and citations from global researchers. Global publishers can support this by recruiting leading international researchers to join Chinese journals' editorial boards and promoting Chinese journals to their international networks and encouraging high-quality submissions. These efforts can significantly improve the global standing of Chinese STM journals, while at the same time, global publishers can achieve higher market shares both in content and sales and presence in China, and attract more quality submissions to their own titles from the region. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Liu, for taking the time to share your insights with us. It's been really, really a pleasure and informative hearing your thoughts on how China's whole publishing landscape is evolving and what that means for the scholarly research community. At Asian Council of Science Literature, we believe that these kind of conversation actually help us all better understand the shifts happening across the scholarly world and how can, in what ways we can work together to shape a more connective and inclusive publishing future. Thanks to everyone who's tuned in. We hope you found this discussion and as engaging and thought-provoking as I did. So take care and we will see you again in our next spotlight. And if you haven't already, join ECSE and make your voice heard.